Am I the gay hoe for refusing to do my boyfriend's laundry after he told his mum that I don't do anything around the house? So I, 26 female, live with my boyfriend, 28 male. We've been together for 3 years, living together for 1. We both work full time, but I also cook and clean and do laundry and grocery shop and handle the bills and take care of our cat. He'll sometimes take out the trash or wash a dish, but that's about it. I've brought it up before and he says that he'll try to do more, but he never really does. Last weekend we visited his parents for dinner. Out of nowhere, his mum says to me, "So what do you actually do around the house?" Boyfriend says that you're not really the domestic type. Oh my god. Oh, that's so aggravating. I literally just blinked at her. I laughed awkwardly and I said, "Well, if by not domestic you mean I do everything, yeah, then sure." She didn't even laugh. He looked embarrassed but didn't say a single word to defend me. Oh, you're so not the a-hole. On the way home, I asked him what that was about and he said, "I just meant that you don't really enjoy housework." Dude, who does? And that's 100% not what he said. I was mad. He lightly apologized and said that it was just a joke. Oh yeah, it's always just a joke. So I decided to take a little break from his laundry. I stopped doing his clothes completely. Didn't say a word, just folded mine and I left his in the basket. A week passed and then 2 weeks. I could see his pile growing. Finally, he asked, "Are you mad again or something? You haven't done my laundry." I just said, "I thought you said that I didn't do anything around the house, so I figured that I'd live up to the label." Good job, OP. Now he's saying that I'm being petty and immature. Oh my god. And even his mum texted me saying that I should let it go already. Yeah, let go of your son. I told her I'd be happy to let it go, right into the washing machine with the rest of his responsibilities. So am I the gay hoe? No, of course not. One of the top comments says he's too immature for a relationship. Leave and let his mum do his laundry. Yeah, for real. And the running off and complaining to his mum and having his mum message his partner? Come on. And also the audacity of the mum. Like, so what do you do around the house? My precious son says that you don't do anything. And then messaging OP later to tell them to drop it already? Sorry, mum, are you in this relationship with them? Stay out of it. One of these comments says, "Do you want a boyfriend or a child? Because presently your man-child is living the dream. You've taken over everything that his mummy used to do for him. If you wanted a child, you've made out. He's a keeper. If you wanted a boyfriend, I'm sorry, but you got yourself a man-child." And the top comment says, "Are you seriously this much of a doormat? He told his mummy that you don't do anything around the house and then expect you to do his laundry anyway? And now you're asking, am I the gay hoe? Why are you still with him?" Yeah, and the comment below that, "And he tattled on her to his mum. And the mum texted her." Jesus Christ. Yeah, what? "Mum, my partner stopped doing my laundry for them. Can you text them and tell them off?" That's unbelievable. Even the talking crap about OP to his mum, even that's bad enough. The second top comment says, "You stop doing one chore and he's calling you petty and immature and having his mum text you about it. I'm torn between you should dump his lazy ass and you should stop doing everything for him, cook for yourself, grocery shop for 1, do your own dishes and let his rot in the sink." Not the a-hole. And remember, this whole issue came up because your boyfriend badmouths you to his mum. Yeah. And she thinks that she has a say in your relationship. Yeah. Do you really want her as a mother-in-law? Yeah, and do you want him as a husband? Like, hey mum, are you a part of their relationship? Nah, this is icky as. Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day today and I hope you're ready for what we're going to read today. It's going to be a beautiful episode, and by beautiful, I mean horrifying, concerning, and all around it's going to be a fun time. And let's get into it. Enjoy, guys. Am I the gay hoe for telling my sister to find another babysitter after she said that I don't know real stress because I don't have kids? You're gatekeeping being stressed? Okay. So boom, I'm 30 female, no kids, no husband, living my best soft life. I got a decent job, my apartment stays clean, and I sleep like a baby every night. My sister, 33 female, has got 3 little gremlins under the age of 7 and swears that she's the only person on earth who's ever been tired. Last week she hits me up on some, "Hey, can you watch the kids this weekend? Me and my husband need a break before we lose our minds." Cool. I was about to say yes until she hits me with, "I mean, it's not like you got anything going on. You don't have kids, you're probably chilling anyway." Like, yo, did you really just call me a free trial version of a human being? So I told her flat out, nah, you can find somebody else since my chill life apparently isn't stressful successful enough to be respected. Now she's mad, telling the whole family that I abandoned her when she's clearly drowning, and that I'm selfish because I wouldn't step up just this once. Like, you disrespected me mid-request. You fumbled your favor bag. Now our mum's on the phone like, I get you're upset, but it's for the kids. And I'm like, that's cute, but I'm not your emergency childcare plan just because I'm not sleep deprived and covered in goldfish crumbs. So am I the gay hole for refusing to babysit after she shaded my whole lifestyle like I'm not even here thriving? I love how OP wrote this. You're mad because you fumbled your favor bag. The top comment says she should learn how to ask for something. The reality is she's jealous because she chose to have 3 kids, and she can't stand that you're living a life that she secretly misses. That's why she felt entitled to insult you in the middle of asking for a favor, as if you owe her free babysitting when she could hire somebody. And since your mum is so damn concerned, tell her to get her grandkids. And OP said, preach, you nailed it. She's mad that I'm not burnt out and sleep deprived and running on fruit snacks and vibes like she is. And instead of saying that, she throws shade and expects me to smile and play super art for free. The comment below that one says, not the a-hole, her children are not your responsibility. You're not a free babysitter. She should find one and pay like the rest of the world. Also, tell your mum that she can do it herself if it's for the kids. And OP said, exactly, like, why am I the villain for not dropping everything when her kids aren't even my responsibility? I didn't choose the chaos, she did. Yeah, very much a not the a-hole consensus. By the way, everybody, Jin doesn't get off this anymore. Every episode lately that Jin's been in, after I finish recording the episode, he stays in the basket all day, all night. Yesterday when I had the day off, he was in the basket the whole day. He loves it so much. Oh my god, he's up and he's moving around. Are you leaving, Jin? No, he's going. No, 1,000 years of bad luck. No, I've been cursed. Why does he have to leave? He hasn't left the basket in 4 days. I'll be right back. Jin, we need you in the episode. We need you, buddy. He's leaving again. Stop it. I'll see if Nez wants to get in the basket. Here we go, Neddy. Do you want to stay in the basket? No. Am I the a-hole for doing nothing for the child that my ex-wife had from her affair? Even now that I've got primary custody of our kids? 6 years ago, I, 36 male, learned that my ex-wife, 37 female, was cheating on me. I ended our marriage and I filed for divorce, but everything was delayed because she was pregnant. Once her child was born, it was established that I was not the biological father. My name was removed from the birth certificate and the biological father's name was added. They were a couple at this point. During that, we shared 50-50 custody of our 3 children together. My kids were old enough to figure out what happened. I got them therapy eventually after my ex resisted putting them into therapy, and we had talks about everything. I did my best to reassure them that they didn't need to hate anybody for me or reject anybody on my behalf, but their relationship with their mum never recovered, and the relationship with her youngest never existed from what I know. The affair partner took off 3 years ago, and since then my ex-wife has requested that I take an active part in her child's life because I'm so involved in our kids' lives. Each and every time she made this request via a parenting app, I firmly said no. She tried to take full custody of our kids because I refused to include her youngest, and a judge told her that it didn't work like that, and I did not have a legal responsibility to her youngest child. I ended up with primary custody of my children a year ago because my ex-wife made some very bad decisions, and not only lost the house that she was staying in, but lost her job, had no savings, and overall was left with next to nothing. After this happened, her request for me to do something for her child increased. I ignored them for the most part, and I did what I was instructed to do by my lawyer, and I replied to the ones that indicated I was responsible for ensuring the child was adequately cared for. Those I did say no to, and I reminded her that there were places she could go if she needed help feeding her youngest. Our kids still must go to her house for her every other weekend visitation, and they hate it, which angers my ex because they've got zero relationship with her youngest, and it angers her that I won't ensure that all the kids have a good relationship, and that her youngest knows what it's like to have a fatherly figure. She said that she would allow me to adopt her child if I was willing to. Then she said that she would at least like me to do something to express some care for her child, send birthday and Christmas presents, send food occasionally, offer to let her child join in for some activities. I do none of this. I've asked my kids if they'd like to spend more time with their half-sibling or give presents, but they've always said no. And they told me when they can make the decision not to go to their mum's house, they won't have anything to do with her child either. My ex has become more angry because there are things her child has missed out on, and apparently they ask even more questions now. Some of her messages on the app are now extremely hostile. There's nothing I can do about it for the moment, but they're saved so if we do end up back in court, they can be shown. She told me I acted like I'm such a good person, but I treat a child like crap? Oh, the audacity. Her anger is completely misdirected. How about you point your anger at the father, not OP? I don't feel bad exactly. I know that I'd have a very hard time being around this child, and they're innocent, so I prefer to stay away and not let them feel the weight of my issues with their mum and how they were conceived. But maybe that makes me an awful person? I know at the end of all of this is a child who's only got my ex and nobody else, and the child is innocent like I stated, which brought me here to ask if I'm the a-hole. Yeah, like the top comment says, not the a-hole. She needs to put this much energy into ensuring that the child's father is contributing. The comment below that says, I'm wondering in all of this, where's the actual father? If his name's on the paper, so wouldn't that mean he's legally obliged to be there for his kid? And OP said yes, but he apparently doesn't pay, even though she sued for child support. He still avoids paying and has no relationship with the child. Yeah, and your ex is angry and taking it out on you. The second top comment says, not the a-hole. Tell your wife to direct her anger towards her child's father. Yeah, and the response, she's going after the wrong man. And the response to that says this, she has some nerve trying to guilt you when she's the cause of all of this. Don't let her try to make herself feel better for blaming you for something that's entirely her fault. Yeah, oh, sorry. Did you need to cheat? No. Next time she sends you a message, respond by saying, I think you meant this for the child's actual father. And then, oops, you got your wires crossed again. I think you meant to send this to your child's father. Maybe she'll let up. Yeah, maybe, or it'll make it even worse and she'll get even more hostile. And the comment below that, not the a-hole. She said that she would allow me to adopt her child if I was willing. How generous of her to offer you something that would make you responsible in every way for the child that she conceived with the man that she cheated on you with. Yeah, the audacity is out of control. I feel so sorry for the ex-wife's kid. Yeah, this comment, you're not the a-hole given the very complicated situation, but my heart goes out to that kid at the same time. They've been dealt a very bad hand starting out in life. Yeah, 100%. But is it OP's job to pick up the pieces? No, it's not, and it's not OP's responsibility. It's just so sad though. The comment below that says, really well said. I felt such a heaviness of sorrow in my chest reading OP's post. It's such a clear-cut case. No, OP's not responsible. It's not his child. She should be chasing after the baby's father or asking her family for help. But my God, use my heart for a pinata. I feel such terrific pain for this wee one. I wish I were her neighbor so I could help watch them. Gin's back, everybody. And the comment below that one says, not the a-hole. As sorry as I am for the child, you aren't their parent. You're taking care of your children. If she wants something for the youngest, she should go to the actual father. Yeah, 100%. Definitely a not the a-hole consensus. He's so fluffy. Oh yes, I love a good scratch. So nice. This is my child. The next one says, am I the a-hole? I told my mum that she can bill me using the tuition money that she stole from me. When I, male 33, was preparing to go to uni, my mum confessed that there was no tuition money for me. Through the years, my dad would give a cash to deposit, but she only did the first one. She spent the rest. To be honest, I wasn't even surprised. I was used to being disappointed by her. She promised that she would pay me back and asked that I never tell my dad. So for years, I thanked them for the tuition money while I took out loans. For reasons to do with her narcissism, I've got an arm's length relationship with her, but she would assume that we're pretty close, as she assumes that my smiling and nodding while she drones on about the same stories is a relationship. We've got a family cottage that she puts above everything else. She lives there about 90 days out of the year. I've been going there with my girlfriend for about 4 days for a couple of summers, which she begrudges as it takes away from her time. My dad supports my going, which is how I pull it off. She recently told me that it was time for me to start paying for some of the maintenance on the cottage, since I use it. She actually suggested $1,000, which is wildly disproportionate. I told her that she could take it out of the tuition IOU, and that we could negotiate the amount with dad. She was speechless. She texted me later to say that it was manipulative to bring up the tuition and to threaten to tell dad, and went on and on. I've been thinking about it, and first, I'm hurt and offended that she can't just do a nice thing for me. She has to get something for it. And second, I guess I'm not really over the whole tuition thing. Am I the a-hole for bringing up ancient history and not paying her for use of the cottage? Edited to add, at the time it never occurred to me that I should have told him, as in their dad. I thought I was doing the right thing by protecting both of them. That pretty much summarizes my childhood. The top comment says, not the a-hole, but I'm confused as to why you agreed to keep the secret from your dad. It isn't clear from your post whether or not your parents are currently married, but either way it makes no sense to lie to your father. He thinks that he spent money on your education, and for some reason you went along with this lie. And OP said, long story, but money, her spending it, was a huge thing in our family. It still is. My dad would have gone ballistic. I was trying to keep the peace. Also, mum guilted me big time. This comment says, not the a-hole, your mother's a master manipulator. You don't do what she wants behind your dad's back, and she's the victim. No. You need to tell your dad about the tuition, and probably 1,000 other rotten things that she's done, and get it out in the open. She may adjust her tactics, but she isn't going to change. I'm sure next week she'll think of another reason to try and extort money from from you. Do not allow this. You deserve better. Yeah, once again, definitely a not the a-hole consensus. Some people are saying you the a-hole because they didn't tell their dad. But yeah, not good. The next one says, am I the a-hole for getting my sister arrested after she destroyed my clothes? Oh wow. So I, 24 female, live with my younger sister, 21 female, while we both save up for our own places. It's been mainly fine, but lately she's been acting super jealous and petty over the dumbest stuff, especially my clothes. I work a decent job and I like fashion. I save up and I occasionally treat myself to nice stuff. Zara, Abercrombie, nothing outrageous, but definitely stuff that she doesn't buy herself. She constantly borrows my clothes without even asking. I've asked her to stop multiple times, even put a lock on my closet door, which she broke, and last week was the final straw. I came home from work and I found a pile of my clothes, my favorite leather jacket, some designer jeans, a silk dress I wore once, all shredded and slashed up on the floor, like somebody went full slasher movie on them. My heart dropped. I asked her what happened and she just smirked and said, maybe now you'll stop acting like you're better than everybody else. What are we reading? I completely lost it. I called the police, I filed a report. She thought I was bluffing till the cops actually showed up. I showed them the damage, the receipt for the clothes. I keep most of them for returns or resale, and the broken closet lock. And she got arrested for property damage. And now my parents are freaking out saying that I took it too far and that she's just a kid and family shouldn't call the cops on each other. But I've had enough. This wasn't an accident or a dumb prank. It was straight up malicious. So am I the a-hole for pressing charges against my own sister? Oh, she's just a kid and family shouldn't call the cops on each other? Family shouldn't destroy each other's stuff either. The top comment says, not the a-hole, just a kid at 21. Legally, she's old enough to drink, vote, and wreck her own life, which she did, with some scissors and pettiness. Actions have consequences, and she carved hers into your wardrobe. You didn't get her arrested, she did. Yeah, how were you meant to react to this? Oh yeah, cool, no worries, thank you for destroying my stuff. No, of course I don't care. It's completely fine and completely reasonable. Yeah, like this comment says, not the a-hole, tell your parents to get your sister's a malicious, vindictive, entitled, and destructive adult who's now suffering the consequences of her actions. Yeah, I don't understand how they wanted you to react. Like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, destroy my stuff, whatever. Like what, is she meant to get away with something like this? Definitely not. The next one says, am I the a-hole for saying okay when my mum's husband said that he won't be coming to my wedding? I, 29 female, was supposed to be getting married last year, but my dad died days before the wedding and I couldn't go through with it. Oh, I'm so sorry, OP. Luckily, the venue that we'd chosen were willing to reschedule us at short notice on compassionate grounds. Our new wedding date is this summer. My mum's husband announced a couple of weekends ago that he won't be coming to my wedding. I said, okay, and I moved on in the conversation I was having with somebody else. He was seething with rage over my response and asked me if okay was really all I could say. No question about why or trying to change his mind. I told him that I'd expected this, and he basically told me that he'd do this last year anyway, so why would I pretend to be shocked? Or beg. To provide some more context, my mum married her husband when I was 15. I didn't get to know him before the wedding, so I met him at 15. I don't consider him a father figure and I never called him my stepdad. My older step-siblings felt the same way. He never put much effort in with them because they were 18 and 21 when he married mum, so I guess he felt like they were fine without him. But it always felt kinda weird because I wasn't some little kid either, and I had an involved dad. Last year added some tension. He ended up in the hospital 2 weeks before the wedding and would not have made it if the day had gone ahead then. He was bitter that I rescheduled because dad died, but not so he could be there. There were also some hard feelings over me planning to walk down the aisle and dance with dad and not him. He bitched about it a few weeks after dad died and said that he wouldn't come if he was so unimportant. At the time I said nothing because my grief was fresh. But now I'm like, okay, because I don't care if he's there or not. I really don't. His presence won't make or break my wedding. He felt like I should have argued for him to come, and mum said that my okay was dismissive and rude. Am I the a-hole? No, of course not. This comment says, not the a-hole. I guess little man baby wanted you to be upset? Beg him to come? Honestly, you handled it perfect. Indifference is always the answer when somebody is clearly trying to get a reaction. Any other response gives them the win. Indifference shows them that they're not important enough for you to even care. And OP said he did. He wanted me to show him that I cared oh so much. He expected me to plead with him and even expected tears, I think. The fact that he's still bitter that I didn't reschedule my wedding because of his hospital stay, but I did when my dad died. The comment below that says, do I have this correct? Mum's husband, who you met at 15, expected you to walk down the aisle and have father-daughter dance instead of your dad when he was alive and in your life. I do hope I read that wrong. He's now butthurt about you not begging him to take those roles now, basically giving into his manipulation. What a baby. Yeah, I wonder why you never bonded with him. Not the a-hole. And And OP said, you read that right. He believed that he should have been asked, not dad. That is so unbelievable. Dude, what? The audacity. You should have chose him to walk down the aisle with you instead of your dad, who was super involved in your life? Bro, what? This comment says, not the gay hole. Stepdad sounds like a self-involved jerk. And your mother honestly sounds pretty bad as well. And your wedding's not about them. I'd recommend having some kind of plan for if A, he decides to crash the wedding, or B, your mother decides to make a scene. And OP said, I do have a plan in place just in case. My brother-in-law will be on standby. Yeah, that's enough for today, guys. I hope you had a great time today. We need to read something wholesome. When you go to sleep at 5 p.m. and you wake up at 7 p.m. When am I? Oh my god, yeah, I've done this before a few times. Like had a nap in the afternoon and woke up a few hours after. And I literally felt so gross that I made a promise to myself that I'd never do it again. It's so funny how like if you have a nap, sometimes you feel better, but other times you don't even remember your own name. And yeah, you're like this kitty cat. When am I? I've got sudden memory loss. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a great time today. If you did, make sure you subscribe if you want to. And the comment of the day goes to Mage1439. Jin is snuggled in so good. He looks so comfy and so cute. Yeah, he's so beautiful, isn't he? He loves the basket so much. He never even gets off it anymore. And he probably sleeps in it of a nighttime too. But yeah, thank you for the comment, Mage. He does look so cute. And thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Normally, I wouldn't have an episode tomorrow, but I am going to have a video tomorrow, everybody. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every other day. Bye!